I was listening to Tesla on my way here.
Oh my God. That's a throwback.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Ugly Truth. Sorry. Hello.
I was like, should I do it?
No. Episode 645. Sorry, I'm a little rum punchy apparently.
I know. Well, it's damn near 2:00 and we haven't drank yet.
Oh, God.
People are like, but God,
These guys are alcoholics.
no, we're not. Well, we only get 2 days a week where we don't have to be responsible for something or someone.
I know. It's so true.
So
welcome to the Ugly Truth. I'm Jamie. This is Stephanie, and we're sisters.
Stephanie. I hate people who really like overpronounce their S's.
So
I can't even do it.
Saying,
yeah, I can't even do it, but you know what I'm talking about.
I wrote this down. First of all, really quick, are you at all on the Sister Wives TikTok?
I do occasionally.
Do you get the algorithm at all?
Yes.
Okay, so I've
been really struggling with it.
So yeah. I follow a couple of people who cover Sister Wives.
Oh, okay.
And so if something major happens, then it's immediately. So some of these, like, I have not watched a full episode in years because I can't with these. I can't with them. They're terrible. They're all terrible.
Now that Christine's gone, I just and what's her name? And Janelle.
And Mary.
And Mary, there's just nothing left. I don't want to watch Robin and fucking Cody. I just cannot.
I cannot tell you how much she looks like her stepmother.
Maybe that's what it is. I
can't with it.
Jamie.
No, first of all, a lot of people just don't like her in general, and they like tear apart her like physically. They just are like, oh, why does she da da da? And I'm like, I don't even need to. I don't even care about what she looks like.
For me, it's not even the physical.
It's not about that.
No.
And really, at the end of the day, it's really Cody is the problem.
Absolutely.
I mean, Robin's probably terrible in her own right, but Cody is the real problem.
Right.
And so it's like, I have zero interest in that fool.
I can't. He has gotten so crazy.
He's so out of his freaking mind.
Yeah, he's gotten so crazy that when I've given him a couple minutes to watch him on something,
you're like I
can't. I'm like, this guy is fucking nuts.
He
so
is.
now I'm starting to wonder, even the last thing I watched on him where I just watched him for a few seconds, I was like, is this his shtick now? Like, is that what it is?
Maybe.
Is he just like, look, this is my character now, and then people expect me to play it. If I want to be on TV at all, I have to be this?
It's possible, although...
Or is he really just fucking fruity?
First of all, I don't think he's very smart in
general.
He's not. I don't think he's a very smart person.
Hell no.
But he also...
He feels like the luckiest guy on earth. He can't believe he landed a show and that it's lasted this long.
I think he had some kind of mental breakdown during the pandemic. Because that seems to be when it all kind of went crazy on him. Well, like he started losing his mind a little bit.
Some people, and I don't know if you knew any personally, but I did know a couple people who got really fucking weird during the pandemic.
Oh yeah,
that were otherwise not weird.
Yeah, and then
like I'm like, what's wrong with you?
They just let it all hang out.
Yeah, it's like something about that whole, something about it just really just triggered something in them.
I think that the lack of control is what does it to people. Like they have no control over anything. So then suddenly,
or maybe it's a worst fear. Like my worst fear is like the world coming to an end, and
possible.
The apocalypse and all
just
that.
having no control over your life is very scary.
Well, I think there's many reasons why some people freaked out. Yeah, but I freaked out for like a half a second.
I was just like, I remember vividly just standing in the kitchen and we were talking about how they were going to close everything. Everything was just going to be closed. Effective like midnight.
Yeah.
I remember that. And it was like the next day I woke up and it was so silent outside. It was weird.
It was weird.
It was so quiet.
It did
everybody was at home.
Yeah. And it did feel kind of apocalyptic.
It did feel apocalyptic.
Right?
And then all of a sudden it was like, I think 3 or 4 days in, because I'm like, I cannot get fat. Yeah. Because we're all going to be home.
And I did.
Everybody did. No one survived that.
And what sucks is when you get to a certain age, you can't just gain that weight and then it goes away when everything's gone.
But the reason
it's still there.
The reason why people do is because it's survival mode.
Well, I mean, we weren't moving.
It's a primal thing.
Well, no, I agree. Okay. But
there's a reason why women who were heavy were attractive back in the old days.
But at the same time, we weren't moving. We were inside our homes. We weren't walking. We were afraid to go for walks.
Are you kidding? That was when Peloton just blew up.
They did.
Everybody had a Peloton because there's like, we can't get fat.
But I didn't have $4,000 to drop on a Peloton. So
well, no, not everyone did. But anyway,
and not to mention the fact, then we all of a sudden figured out, because we were all stuck at home, like, hello DoorDash. Because we can't eat out anymore.
Yeah.
So let me just get 10 cheeseburgers a week because Jack in the Box will bring it in 5 minutes.
My God. Anyway, I just remember standing in the kitchen. It had been almost a week. And Daryl's like, well, this is it. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I feel good. I got this. I think we're gonna be all right. I got this. We got it. She did not, in fact, got this. Well, like, she did not. And nor did Cody Brown, apparently. He lost his shit.
That's true. Well, he was such a germaphobe.
All of a sudden, he was like, no, Robin was a germaphobe. But he was just like, there's just not enough loyalty in this family. I'm like, what is it with you and the fucking loyalty? Like, what is that?
He's so weird.
Can you freaking define loyalty?
No, because his definition of loyalty is actually control.
Exactly.
And he's saying, like, you will do what I say and act like I want. And if you don't, you're being disloyal. Yeah, it's actually narcissist. Hello. It's called being abusive.
And not only that, and everybody else except for Mary was like, no.
Well, they did it for a long time.
And then they were like, we're sick of it.
And then they didn't. Yeah. So, I mean, they did it for a long time. And so
that's when they were like, what rules do we have to follow for our children to see their father? And he's like, oh, well,
here's for me to get laid at least once a month.
Here's a binder of all the rules. Yeah. And everybody's like, come on. And then those fools got COVID anyway.
Yeah. Right.
So it didn't matter, you know. Yeah, yeah. But anyway, my point is that
I can't watch it.
But I see in fact, now they're doing these things called talkbacks where they have them watch on an iPad old episodes, clips of old episodes.
The people on the show?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
So Christine... And these people act like they never have seen the show before.
Well, maybe they haven't.
It's so crazy.
That's the thing about this show, though. They had a shit tons of episodes in a season.
It's just crazy.
How many? It was like 15 episodes a season?
For example, Christine is watching the scene where Mary is effectively saying, I'm leaving the marriage officially. I can't with that. But she's like, I'm officially leaving this marriage. And Robin's like, what do you mean? And then she literally like,
I want to choke her.
She literally stormed off like, I can't do this. And
Robin?
She stormed off. Yeah. And Christine's like, why is she even there? Like, what the hell? This has nothing to do with her. And then she's like, and she goes, I'm sorry. I can't take this. I'm just, and he's like, oh my God. And Cody's like, really?
It's like, stop.
Seriously.
But that's her thing now too.
She doesn't cry, though.
She has an identity. They both have an identity that we've put them in for the show, and they have to do it now because if they don't, like, there's nothing left.
So they showed the scene. I don't know if you remember this.
Is this the last season, or there's still one more?
They're making it sound like this is the last season.
Like, pay them out. We don't want to see it again.
This is the last season of Sister Wives as we know it. They have
the Cody and Robin spinoff.
The kids have said that they have been filming, but everybody believes that they are reformatting the show, so it's going to be the Sister Wives. They're going to call
separate.
They're going to call it something else.
Yeah,
effectively, it's not going to be Sister Wives anymore. Who knows what they're going to call it? But it's going to be basically the aftermath of the marriage.
Well, I hope Cody and Robin aren't part of it. God,
they have to be a part of it. You know why? Because we all love to hate him.
Yeah, but I can't even watch him.
Well, you and I can't.
I seriously could, if I never saw him on camera again, it would be too soon.
So there's
nothing he has to say that I'm interested in.
There was a scene that they had them all watch at the end of this tell-all or this talkback. And now apparently it's not available for everybody, but some people saw it. I didn't see it. I only saw it on TikTok. Parts of it. They had all of them watch the scene when they were signing their family motto. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And they all dressed up in those hideous dresses.
Yes.
And they signed this big old decree. Mm-hmm. And they had like 100 people were there for some weird reason.
Stupid.
So they had them all separately watch it on an iPad. And Robin goes, I can't watch this. I can't watch this. And
my God.
Literally, I need a break. And she gets up and leaves the studio.
She's an idiot.
Everybody else watching, they're like, as much as I've gone through, this was a really good day.
Oh,
this was a great day.
That's cute.
And Cody's like, yeah, there just wasn't enough loyalty in our family. And I'm like, you are so unhinged.
Because he's watching it going, yeah, why can't they be like that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then
do what I say.
And then Mary looks at it and she's like, we all failed. We just all failed. And I'm like, no, you didn't, Mary. You were being run into the ground by an abusive man. Why can't you see this? And then there was this one person who really defined it for me perfectly, the way I'd always thought about it, but couldn't articulate it. She said, this show was supposed to highlight how normal polygamists are, that they're not Warren Jeffs, that they're not living in sex wearing prairie dresses.
And marrying 13-year-olds.
Yeah, that they're actually consenting adults who have an amazing family life just like anybody else. But what it ended up being was a tutorial on how to know what a red flag is in your marriage. Mm-hmm. It's teaching women and even some men what to recognize is dysfunction, abuse, toxicity, and how to get out. That's what the show ended up being. So it did have its lesson. Yeah. It's over. Yeah. Nobody needs to see this anymore. No. And I agree with you completely, by the way. I don't give a shit that McKelty has twins coming. I don't want to watch it.
I don't care.
I don't care.
All their children are so unattractive. Every damn one of them.
Well, they're all on Ozempic now. They're all sticks.
Are they?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but their faces are ugly, so who cares?
Well, regardless of their faces, I just don't care.
You know, the only one that's semi-attractive is the one that Mary and Cody had. I can't remember what his name is now.
Leon.
Yeah. He is actually a good-looking dude.
Person. Yeah, you know, Leon is...
I'm not talking about the status of his mental health anything else.
No. Leon, I think you're correct in that, and I feel sorry for them in the sense that I think that one of the reasons why they were so miserable throughout the show is because they had no idea what was going on with them. Like, they had no idea.
What do you mean?
They're like, am I gay? Am I like? They had no clue. Yeah.
Well, is it a him or is it a they?
I think it's they.
Okay, sorry. Excuse me.
Whatever.
I thought he was a he.
I don't think they.
But he's a they. Okay.
Yes.
Got you.
Yes.
My apologies.
But my point is that I don't think they ever knew who they were.
Oh, so they were going through this whole,
they've talked about how they said, "Oh, I want to be a sister wife. 100%, I'm going to be a polygamist." Like for years,
they did.
Oh yes,
I don't remember any of that.
I want sister wives.
Wow.
And then I'm gonna totally live this life. In fact, when they moved to Vegas, so depressed because had to leave their entire school, and they were like, it was a polygamous school.
Yeah,
absolutely outraged. Such a brat, all the time. They were.
Well, I always felt like Mary and Leon were so unvalued. Like they were always kind of put, and Mary was supposed to be the first wife.
She was the first wife.
And the first wife is supposed to be like the one that's most important. And I mean, they do have a hierarchy. I'm sorry.
They do.
I think the whole thing's fucked up, but
they absolutely do.
So, and she was immediately like no longer the thing. Nope. You know what I mean?
Susan Robin came in.
Janelle was the brains and the money holder. She's the one that was making money for the family.
Christine was the homemaker.
Christine was the homemaker. And I do believe that Christine was a little vixen when he first got with her.
Hell yeah. That's what she wanted to be.
Yeah, and he tries to pretend like I was never attracted. Bull fucking shit. Liar.
The 6 kids beg to differ.
Not only that, but I think that Christine's independence and her personality is what made him disgusted by her later.
Yes,
but in the beginning,
because she started to rebel.
Yeah, and she wanted his attention, and that was who she was, and he ultimately he didn't like it, and that's why he was turned off by her. But
I'm so glad they did it because honestly, it just proves polygamy is so fucking dysfunctional.
Yeah, I agree. And Mary just turned into a doormat, and that's why I couldn't with her.
So hard.
And the thing is like in the beginning, I actually felt sorry for her because I felt like she didn't know any better, or that she had lost her way because she's like, wait, this isn't how it's supposed to be. Right. This isn't what my expectation was. But later on, I'm just like, now she's embracing it, and she's like, no, and she's like doubling down on it. I'm like, you're just a fucking idiot then.
Yeah, you're wasting so many good years.
Yeah.
That's the way I always looked at it.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, you're wasting so much time. Just get out.
Yeah.
Go get it.
But she wanted it, so I couldn't even feel sorry for her.
I mean, even now she talks about it. It's so weird.
She still loves Cody.
It's so strange,
If Cody were to dump Robin today and say, let's just be married again, she'd be like, oh, thank God.
She's like, finally, this nightmare is over.
She would totally do it. Yes.
Would totally do it. You're right.
Even after everything he's put her through.
She would totally do it. I know someone like that. I know someone who would drop everything, even if it's been many years. Anyway.
So such a sister wives.
Speaking of that also, I don't know, I had this totally random thought the other day. I really miss the word slut. We never use it anymore.
Well, Taylor Swift uses it a lot.
Well, she has a song now.
Oh, she does?
Yeah.
Well, I've been watching, she's been in so much now that past interviews and things she said in the past, she likes the word slut shaming, so I'm like, we
need to use that word more. In fact, Malia,
a little slut. I like whore too.
Malia sent me something, and she's like, "Oh," and I go, "What did that dirty slut want?" She's like, "LOL." I'm like, "We need to use that word more. We need to take that back, like we took cunt back." I like it.
Yeah, right.
Hi, slut. I mean, we used to call each other sluts all the time.
I know. Well, not in the good way though.
I know.
So did you see that people are feeling some kind of way about how they labeled Barbie for purposes of the Oscars? No, yeah. So they're calling it an adapted screenplay.
It's not an original screenplay?
No. Oh. And so people are really upset about that. They're like, no, this is not an adapted screenplay. And so they're thinking like it's not categorized right because obviously it's going to get some nods.
It better.
It is, but they're just saying like it's not fair that it's not going to be considered in where it should be because then it's not going to be taken as seriously, you know?
That's not cool. And let me guess, Oppenheimer is more than creative.
Of course, which I haven't seen that movie yet.
It's 3.5 hours. No one's gonna,
good God.
I'm not going to go see it.
Well, I'm not going to go see it, but I mean, once it comes, is it not out to stream yet?
I have no idea.
I mean, Barbie is.
I'm not
You
watching
can now
it.
watch Barbie for free on Max.
I love it.
So I haven't watched it again, but yeah. So anyway, I am curious to see how that's going to play out because now we're coming into award season.
Well, I don't know what the nominations are for it. I remember when it got nominated,
even look
but I don't know.
But I wonder, did Margot Robbie get nominated herself?
Yeah,
I hope so because she really deserves
it,
and so does Ryan.
I think they all did. I think even America Ferrera got a nod.
Well, she will, of course, but I didn't think she was. I mean, she was great, but
she was not like a main.
I don't feel like I think her character and what it represented is more of the star. But
that monologue alone is going to get her a nod.
I agree.
The supporting actress nod.
Anybody who wins in that film, I'm happy for her. Same. Same.
I'm excited.
That day that Jamie and I went to the movie and saw it, I didn't know I literally had no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
And it was nothing of what I thought it was going to be, which thankfully, because I was very pleasantly surprised. But what I loved about it the most, and sadly, when I saw it with you, the movie had been out for a little while. So
a week.
Was it only a week?
Yeah.
Okay.
I demanded that you
thought it was
went
a couple
me.
weeks.
No, I demanded that you come and see it with me.
I felt like I already kind of missed the initial.
You didn't.
But I didn't. Okay,
you were
good.
there when the women were still dressing up. It was brand new.
Yeah. And that was the thing that I loved the most because first of all, I didn't expect it. Second of all, the vibe was so amazing.
I loved it.
I hope that a lot of women got to experience like we did.
I mean, I hope so. It was the #1 film for weeks.
I hope so.
It was amazing.
I'll never forget it.
And now I'm seeing little videos of women judging my male friends by how they respond to Barbie at my house. I thought that was hilarious.
But I also have to say that as much as I loved the movie, I haven't watched it at home yet. I almost feel like it can't possibly live up to seeing it in the theater.
I don't know, man.
Have you watched it? Again, at home?
No.
Okay.
But it's not for lack of want. No. I just haven't had the chance. But I will say
I have to be in the right, it has to be quiet. I have to be alone.
Yeah.
I have to have time.
So I saw a little interview with Billie Eilish talking about how she wrote this song.
In Barbie?
What Was I Made For? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Well, no wonder I'm seeing it all over the place suddenly.
Right. I was watching something on TV with Daryl. I don't even know what it was. And the song played. And it was the clip of that Sing Take My Hand.
Cry?
Stephanie? Yes. But it was before the New Year, so it doesn't count.
So it didn't count.
And I'm like, this song does something to me.
Well, it's a beautiful song.
I don't know what it is, but then watching her, I know what it was. It was when she was on Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
I watched it, and I'm like,
it was great.
It's like she's
what's funny?
Ethereal human. I love it so much, and she's so just awkward and amazing, and her brother, and I'm like the whole thing. And then of course they played, slideshows of all the, women on SNL in the background when they're little kids.
I watched the whole thing. I watched because I watched it on TikTok.
Oh, it was so good. And I was just like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this to me? And I'm like, am I the only one not moved?
No, fuck no, you're not. It's still a thing.
It's a beautiful
When she
song.
first came out, I was talking. There was a guy friend of mine
Billie Eilish.
He's literally in his 20s, so he's kind of my go-to guy. Like, is this cool? Is
Tell
this
me
dumb?
what's cool.
Yes. So I remember when Billie Eilish came out, I was like, you know what? I don't even know who she is. I've seen her, but I've never heard any of her songs. Literally, this was years ago, like 5 years ago.
Right. When she was like 14.
Yes. Yeah. And he was like, you know what? He's like, they way overhype her. He goes, she's like one of those people who talks and sings, but she's not really singing. She just kind of talks.
Oh my God.
So I formulated an opinion that was not my own,
and it's inaccurate.
But in my head,
you didn't know.
Yeah.
So then suddenly you hear something, you're like, wait, who is this?
And now, yes. Totally.
Billie Eilish.
One, I loved her on Hot Ones.
Oh, yes.
She killed it, and it was so goddamn funny. And she was like so different than I thought she would be. Yeah. And I was like, oh, fuck, I like her.
Yes.
But I didn't even know her music. So, and then two, now with this song, I'm like, so she's truly, because they, to me, I hate when people get famous and they're like not really talented. They just, they have the right people and PR and they know the right people. And they have money. Right. Yeah. Like, so for me, for her, I was like, thank God she's talented. Thank God she can sing.
And you know what I love too is that her brother was the one that made her do this. He's like, you will do this.
Well, they wrote the songs.
They write everything together. Yeah. Well, she kind of really wrote this Barbie song on her own, I believe. But I don't know.
She's finally getting older. Like, she's finally not 12.
No, she's older. But I mean,
she's in her 20s. But
I've seen, like, when she started to kind of embrace her feminism a little bit, people turned on her. They're like, what are you doing?
No.
And she's like, I'm a woman. I can do whatever the hell I want.
Yeah.
I want to wear a dress and have blonde hair. I'm going to have a dress and wear blonde hair.
Thank you.
Which she did. And she looked, fantastic.
She is so pretty.
She's so beautiful.
Her eyes, good God.
Good Lord, those eyes. They're like little emeralds.
She's gorgeous.
She is gorgeous. Anyway, with that being said, she's also very talented. I can't wait to see her. I hope she sings it tonight.
Oh, they'd be stupid not to have her do it.
Yeah, I think it would be great.
Yeah. I hope Kanye West is not at this show.
Why would he be at the show?
I don't know, because the fucking idiot gets invited to everything. It's like they want a shit show. They invite Kanye West.
Oh, if we want to get some drama.
Yeah, I mean, and like right now he's been posting all these pictures. You know what? Who is this person he's married to that he is humiliating regularly?
She wants it.
I know, because she's 29.
That's kind of old.
Well, it's getting there, but he's 40-something. And, you know, I hate that he's doing this to her. I think she's just literally like on the bandwagon. Like, I'm going to be like, what's the chick that he dated?
Fox?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
You know, Julia Fox.
Yeah, Julia Fox is awesome, by the way.
Well, she's still riding the Kanye train.
She is not.
She kind of is.
I've seen interviews with her. She's totally like over it.
She's over it, but she's happy to talk about it if that's what they want to talk about.
Well, yeah, because it made her famous.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I would be like, don't ever ask me about that ever again. And if I were to talk about it, I would trash him. And she doesn't.
I told Daryl that I said, you know what? Sometimes when I'm watching the news or following things, I just so desperately think, you know what? I'm going to run for city council. I've had enough.
Jamie, regular people do it all the time and they win.
Well, hold on. And I said, I have had enough. I'm going to run for city council. I could do this. I'm so fucking aggressive. I have no problem with it.
Yeah.
And then I said, and then I changed my mind because the amount of tea and dirt and garbage in my life, I would be filleted.
Nah.
They could do a quick Google search and go, do you know how many baby daddies she has?
So
like,
what?
it would be so fast. It would be so fast.
Yeah, but nothing that you've done is anything, colossal. I mean, it's just all regular boring stuff
Bill
that
Clinton
we've all done.
Bill Clinton got elected as president, and look at his shit.
Thank you. Do you know how many people? I mean, Gavin Newsom has more dirt on him. He's got an affair and all kinds of other shit. Nobody cares. He's going to be the next president. Guarantee. He will be.
Absolutely.
So
anyway, Captain Carrot died.
I saw.
I told you that story that I met him, right?
Yes, you told us.
At Trader Joe's.
Yes, you told us.
At the Trader Joe's.
We talked about it on the show.
Many years ago. I was with Mom, so it was obviously we were actually at a store together. I don't even know how that happened.
That was forever ago.
It was forever ago. And we were kibitzing about the meat.
You know what? It's funny because
he looks very good in person.
Oh.
Back then. It was like 6 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, like 6 years ago. And he wasn't as tan as he used to be.
Okay.
Great build. Tall.
Yeah.
Nice hair, too. Good hair.
I think people underestimate the work that goes into being a celebrity and being presentable on camera for a long period of time.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he's a celebrity.
Yeah.
Local celebrity.
Yeah.
Local, which is cool. But I just remember we were kibitzing about the chicken or something. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, maybe. And this was before I realized Foster Farms was full of hormones in the chicken and organic, whatever.
Their chicken farms have been shut down so many times.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I'm like, I guess organic would be fine. And he comes to me, he goes, excuse me, ladies. And we're like, yeah. He goes, organic doesn't mean better. And we're like, really? He goes, no. And he went on this tirade about organic versus non-organic. And I said, fascinating. He goes, well, I just thought I'd share that with you. And we're like, thank you.
Did you know who he was?
No.
Oh, okay.
And Mom's like, do you know who that is? And I'm like, no, who is that? And I go, some guy who has a crush on my mother, as usual, which happened all the time.
Probably still does.
And she goes, that's Captain Carrot. And I'm like, anyway, I'm like, so that's my big brush. And I'm like, somebody goes, have you ever met a celebrity? I'm like, well, I met Captain Carrot once.
No, that's not a celebrity.
And they're like,
though. We've already done that conversation on the show.
And then somebody else goes, oh, really? Well, I sat next to Taylor Dane once. And I'm like, oh, it's better than mine.
Hey, I saw Daryl, like, what did he do? He did something.
Paula meets celebrities all the time.
How?
I don't know. She walked onto a movie set once and met Nicolas Cage. She goes, his eyes are very blue. I'm sure they are.
She did do a short career stunt on TV. Well, no, she wasn't on TV, but she worked for news stations.
She did.
So, things sometimes you do.
It's funny, though, because I wonder. Because
remember, she's the one that met Ryan Seacrest, and I'm like, he is so gay, Stephanie. And I'm like, shut up.
He's not.
But to this day, people will say that he's gay.
He's not.
I agree.
Daryl's met him many times. He's not gay.
I don't think he never gave me the gay vibe.
No, he's not. In fact, I think Britney Spears is like, yeah, he's definitely not gay. I'm like,
I know, right?
Britney?
Oh God, she's still with people that'll be bones coming out of her mouth when she dies.
God, you know what? I swear that girl has bedded some fine men.
Oh fuck, she said when she had
Colin
sex with
Farrell,
Colin Farrell,
dude.
she's like, we were like wild animals.
I would be a wild animal.
Like, we were clawing each other.
I would literally be a wild animal with Colin Farrell.
If you guys can see my sister right now, she's never been more serious about something. Sorry, Daryl. She's like deadpan eyes, like, I would be a feral animal with Colin Farrell.
Feral. Who makes you feral? Colin Farrell.
I smell like a bear in hibernation.
1,000,000 times.
I don't even think he's hot. He's not my type, though.
Well, not anymore. He's sober now, so now he looks like an old man. Back then, he was wild and insane.
No, but Colin Farrell is not my type. I don't like brown-haired guys.
I do.
You do?
I like dark-haired men.
There's nothing wrong. There's just a type. You have a type. I have a type.
Do you know what has changed for me now?
My type is blonde and ugly.
I still, I still absolutely have a mad crush on John Hamm. Like, still.
Oh God, he's
so
gorgeous.
So
wait,
good-looking.
okay. So with John Hamm, what's his hottest movie where you thought he looked the hottest? Either because of this character or because of just the way he looked.
Well, I fell in love with him when I watched him on Mad Men.
Okay.
I mean,
so is that the show that you're like, every time I see him, he's so gorgeous on that show?
I'm like, why do these women hate him so much? I would do whatever he wants
on
the show.
Oh, okay.
I go, I would do whatever he said. I'd be like, just come home to me. Whatever. Let's do it. I'm like, whatever. You're a tall, gorgeous man. Like,
is he tall?
I don't know. I mean, on the show, he looked tall.
They make everybody look tall on TV.
Listen.
And then you meet him, they're like 5'7".
No, I think he's pretty. I think he's taller. I think I saw, in fact, I just looked this up. I was like, how tall are all the people that are famous? Because, Tom Cruise is really short. He's like 5'7".
Is he?
He's like 5'6", 5'7".
I did not know that.
But I was curious about other people.
And so you started looking.
I believe John Hamm is like 5'11". I think he's taller.
Well,
I don't think he's
tall.
like 6'8" or anything, but he's not a shrimp.
Yeah. So I found him to be very, very gorgeous, and this is weird, on Bridesmaids.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
he was so
even
cute.
though he was an asshole.
Oh, yeah, but he was great.
But I was like, I didn't know who he was.
Oh, my God.
I know.
And then
actually, you're kind of the one that made me like, who's John Hamm? And then, because I'm like, why does she love him so much?
Now, the only other, but see, my feelings have changed a bit. He's gotten older. Nothing wrong with that.
No.
I mean, we all get older.
But you look different.
But he now has a more comfortable sexual vibe.
Energy, yeah.
Yeah, so I look at him, I'm like, I would definitely still, but it would be more like, you're going to have to take me to dinner. We're going to have cocktails. We'll go back to your place. It'll be great.
Or the Four Seasons.
Or is it, back in the day, he could have approached me and I would have been like, immediately now.
Backseat of your car?
Where are we going?
No problem.
Let's do this. Where now it's just like, he'd be great. And the other guy that has changed for me too is Bradley Cooper in The Hangover. There is nothing. He has never been sexier.
See, I just love him as Chris Kyles.
Oh, in
the Sniper
movie. Never saw that.
Oh, Jamie, it's not even the movie. I okay, whatever about the movie, but he is
him
fucking fine in that movie.
His body
and his face.
Oh no, he's so attractive.
I mean, he is.
He's very good looking. But I just was like, why does he look this good in The Hangover? He's so good looking. Yeah. It was the wardrobe. It was his hair,
young too.
Younger. I mean, he's probably 40. He's so good looking. Anyway, he was tan. Yeah. He just looked great. And
he's just fine.
The costuming in that movie made him look really good.
Yeah.
But then whenever he has super short hair, I'm just not in. I'm like, I'm out. I check out.
Well, maybe you wouldn't like him as Chris Kyles then because
probably
he was in the military.
Probably not.
Yeah.
And then I saw him in his movie, Star is Born.
Oh, Star is Born, yeah.
And that greasy,
again,
greasy, dirty.
We all loved him there. Yeah.
God, put on another cowboy hat.
And seriously, though, here's the thing.
Jesus.
I know, right?
So hot.
The thing is like, okay, as much as I did love that movie, I didn't love it as much as I wanted to love it.
Oh.
I didn't.
I loved it. I wept like a baby at the end.
I loved it. I mean, it's not like I didn't love it, and I've watched it many times. I bought it, for Christ's sake, so I could see it. Yeah.
It was all right. I kind of liked it.
No.
I only own it and watch it every other day. But
The only thing I struggled with is that Lady Gaga is like, that's like putting Mariah Carey on there with a regular person to sing together.
Oh.
She's so incredibly talented that she just outshines, outsings, everything. Yeah. And so for me, it was a little unbalanced.
Do you think she had to underplay it even?
She probably did, and she's actually a really good actress. She's become one. Yeah,
I agree.
But
I liked her in it.
No, I did like her in it.
But no, you're correct that she is such a voice.
She demands the presence of everybody. That
it changes
right,
everything.
and that's really all you can.
And
focus
Bradley
on.
Cooper is not a singer.
He's not a singer.
Whereas, like when Barbra Streisand went with Chris Christopherson,
they both singers.
Sing, even though she's she's
like a Mariah Carey,
but
right?
Chris Christopherson can kind of like he knows how to.
They're both in the business,
exactly.
So they both knew how to play that rock star part, you know. Yeah. So anyway, that was the only issue I had with that movie.
I think that's a good issue. Yeah, I agree with that. Anyway, so those are the men that I mean. But now he's older.
Yeah.
Still very attractive, but he's getting a little like. I mean,
it is what it is.
Well, and now, I mean, he's kind of let us get to know who he is now, and he's not who in my mind, I built him up to be something that he isn't.
Yeah.
He's a dad, and he's kind of a dork.
I know,
and he likes his mom, and he's just not someone I would ever jibe with in real world.
No, not in real life.
And I've got to have something to hang on to.
Yeah, I agree.
And so I can't. No, it just doesn't work for me.
He's the only brown-haired guy that I actually really found hot.
He's cute though.
Bradley Cooper?
Oh, yes.
I don't describe him as cute.
He's very good looking.
Freaking hot.
But I'm trying to think if there's any new and up and comer, and there just isn't.
No, not really.
Austin Butler for a New York Minute.
He's a gorgeous specimen of a human.
He's too thin for me.
He's too thin, and he's just so goddamn young. I feel like a pedophile. Like I'm not attracted to really young men.
I'm not either.
Sexually, I can appreciate them, and I'm
not attracted to older men anymore. I used to be, and now I'm not.
I'm not attracted to really older men, but I do like a man that like my age-ish or a little older.
Never liked George Clooney.
Oh, I've never been a fan. He looks hairy.
He does look hairy.
I bet he has back hair, and his arm hair is really thick.
I don't want that. I mean, look, I know some men don't. Women, we all come in different tastes.
I know.
I'm just not a fan. I've had the hairy man. I don't want to do it again.
I can't.
I don't want to do it again.
I've had a hairy man, and it was a fling. Short fling.
No one ever talks about this. Long term, if you're with a hairy man, there's a lot of ingrown hairs.
Ew.
There is.
Didn't think about that.
And if you're anything like us, you're constantly trying to deal with it.
Well, and me.
I never went below like a certain part in the back.
Yeah.
So if you have ingrown hairs on your ass cheek, I'm not
dealing with that.
But I can see it.
Well, I remember the guy that I dated.
You have a big round bump on your butt.
Ew.
He's like, and I'm like, just deal with it.
Why? And see, this is the thing I don't understand about men. How is it that women are so self-aware of even the smallest thing that may possibly have some pus in it? Like it might not even be, but it could.
Yeah.
And men will have these ginormous boils, like in the most obvious, and they just leave it.
Like, it's white. Aren't you going to do anything about it? He's like, I guess I'll just deal with it. I'm like,
do it.
I'm like, please, here's a pin.
If somebody noticed something like that on me, I'd die.
I'd be like, I have a kit. Would you like my X-Acto knife? I can lance it right now.
I've had that happen to me where I will be at work and I know exactly what's on my face before I put my makeup on in the morning. Yeah, but by noon, I'll go in the bathroom and look at myself. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where'd you come from?
Immediately, you're like,
I'm like looking around. Is anybody in here? No, you are going away.
Yeah.
I will much rather deal with the welt on my face that everybody will notice than the whitehead.
I can't have white on my face.
Not. No. But it's always men who leave those fucking things there.
Well, you know what they'll tell you? Oh, well, I was told not to mess with it. Yeah. I'm like, they lie.
Yeah.
They lie to you.
And I don't care if they lied. It's not staying there.
I'm like,
do you know how long it takes for a pus-filled zit to resolve itself?
Like 3 seconds.
To stay and just not do anything about it?
No.
Weeks.
Way too long.
Yeah.
It's unacceptable.
I'm leaving it. No.
Unacceptable. I would judge.
And then when you poke it or you pinch it with them, they act like you just cut their fucking cheek off. Ow! Oh my God! I'm like, are you serious? It wasn't even on your nose.
Oh, speaking of, and then we have to go. I saw something the other day that said, have you ever experienced pain at like a 9 or a 10? And what was it?
Yeah.
I have.
Well, I think we all have. We've given birth, but yeah.
No, that's nothing
Jamie.
compared to
well,
my pain.
Your birth experience and mine were different, but okay. When I had Lauren.
One of the most painful, I've had 2 incredibly painful experiences that had nothing to do with childbirth.
Okay.
The first one was when I hurt my knee skiing.
Yes.
I have never felt pain like that. I do remember that. Life. It was unbearable.
Excruciating.
Unbearable. And then anytime I can't even talk about it because it will make me throw up. The pain was so severe.
Yeah.
When that shit like bends or moves or oh my God, there's nothing. I've never.
You know what's funny is my daughter broke her knee and her leg.
Oh, the knee. It was my knee. Mm-hmm.
Well, Lauren broke her knee and she broke her bones as well.
Oh my God.
She had 3 breaks. So, but her knee was one of them. And to this day, it is one of the things that she can like feel it when she thinks about it.
It's a horrifying pain. Mm-hmm. Number one. The second one.
She passed out.
Oh yeah.
From the pain.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's unbearable. And if anybody's they know. They're like, oh yeah. It's just, there's something about the knee. It is
so sensitive.
It's
like your nose almost.
It's an unbelievable pain that you can't describe it
unless you've gone through it.
It will take your breath away. Ugh. Literally.
I don't want to go through it.
No, and I don't want anyone to go through it. And then the other one that happened was when my intestine popped through my hernia.
Oh yeah.
And the intestine lost blood supply and died.
Yeah.
That was unbearable. I couldn't talk.
Yeah.
I literally couldn't talk. And Daryl's like, you have to get in the car. We have to go to the ER. And I'm like, I don't think I can walk. He goes, do I have to call an ambulance? I'm like, no, wait. You're
like, yeah, because if that's the alternative, then I'm going to fucking walk.
I'm going to figure it out. Because I don't want an ambulance to show up at 3 a.m. People are going to think someone died here.
Well, everybody's going to look.
I don't want that. And if I can just master enough power.
All we got to do is get to the car. Because they'll take you out of the car once you get there.
Well, we got a wheelchair.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Which was still unbearable, by the way. So and then what was funny is I didn't know I was going to get any pain relief because I didn't know what they were going to do. You know? So they inverted me and tried to get the intestine back in. It wouldn't go. And then they're like, okay, yep, it isn't working. And then the next thing I know, I get morphine.
Oh.
And I didn't know I was going to get any morphine.
They didn't tell you?
They just said, we're going to set an IV in. And I'm like, okay. So they did. And then I'm just laying there and all of a sudden I go, something's wrong. Something's happening to me. And Daryl's looking at me like, what do you mean? I go, I feel weird. Something bad is happening. Like I didn't know. I thought maybe I was dying.
Oh. Because everything was going away.
Well, not only that, but I mean, I felt weird.
Yeah. Morphine's fucking strong.
I've never had morphine before.
Not even in childbirth?
No.
Oh, they gave it to me.
Oh my God.
When I had Jeff. Well, I had a C-section.
Oh, yeah. So I'm laying there and I go, something's wrong. And my nurse is like, what is it? And I'm like, I don't know. I feel weird. I feel so weird. And he's like, I just gave you morphine. I'm like, you did? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, oh. Okay. Anyway, thanks, Barrett. That was lovely. I can go home now. And they're like, no. And I'm like, why?
But thank God for drugs, though, right?
Oh, God. The best technology in the world.
Honest to God. Because
is drugs.
I've thought that, too, where when I've been injured or ill or having a baby, whatever, I thought, you know what? This is why when people are dying, they're just like, okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm suffering, but I'm going to die.
But I don't really know.
I would
I'm on
really
drugs.
be happy to just die like this.
Thanks, Dilaudid.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the best.
God.
It's the best.
There's no
I've
reason.
never had Dilaudid, but I've heard it's amazing.
Neither have I.
Yes.
But I hope that I'm only getting it when I'm dying. So.
Yes. All right. Well, I guess that's it.
Yeah, that's all we talk about.
I'm sure we'll have more to talk about next time.
Well, it was kind of a dud of a celebrity week anyway. There wasn't a whole lot going on, but yeah.
That's fine. We still had a lot to talk about. Oh, and next time we talk, speaking of pregnancy, I was watching something. There's a couple
Halle
of
Berry
things.
just had a baby. Hello? I don't know if she actually had a baby.
No, not Halle Berry. Haley Berry, the Little Mermaid. The new Little Mermaid. She had a baby.
I just scanned the thing and I was like, Halle Berry had a baby. Are you kidding me?
No, Haley.
Like it must have been a surrogate.
Haley Berry.
Well, that's a relief.
Yeah, she's very young and had a baby. Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
I actually liked it. I thought it was cute.
I thought it was boring.
You thought it was boring?
I did. I thought it was really pretty.
I did. I think I liked the production and I did like the singing.
But you and I are
you didn't
very
think
different.
you didn't like the way she sung?
She sung great. There's just too many songs. I don't like musicals. I just am like, I mean, I loved Hamilton and I like Grease.
I haven't seen Hamilton yet, but I hear I must.
It's on Disney.
I know. I haven't even seen La La Land or whatever it's called.
Oh, no, I won't watch that.
Oh, you haven't watched it?
No.
I don't even know what it's about.
That sounds terrible. There's a lot of singing.
Okay.
Ugh, no. Everybody always goes, you like Grease? I'm like, yeah, but it's a movie. It's not, movie. I didn't go to see it at the theater. Do you like Annie? No, actually, I don't like Annie. I don't either. At all, actually.
And Grease, honestly, I mean, there was a way that when they made films in the 80s, they were different. That's why
70s.
Oh, shit. That's right. Yeah. Oh, God. Fuck. Okay. Well, either way. And the same thing, like Jerry's like, oh, I tried to watch the new Footloose the other day. I'm like, why? He's like, I don't know.
We don't watch that in this house.
Well, right.
I refuse. They even trotted Kevin Bacon out. You guys go see Footloose. Everybody's like, fuck you, Kevin Bacon. We're not going to go see it.
Traitor. Yeah. Right. So I'm like, I don't know what it was. I don't know if cinematography was simpler and they had to do different things. I don't know.
I don't think they had much of a budget when they did Grease. Yeah. Actually, they even talked about Footloose. Oh, Footloose.
Because they tried to make it again now that they have all this money. They put Juliana Hough in it. And
no one likes her.
Well, somebody does because they put her in it.
Someone at the studio then, because I don't give a shit about her.
Well, she's been on Dancing with Stars forever.
How do you replace Olivia Newton-John? You cannot.
You don't.
That's the thing with some of these movies, like the woman that played
well, she wasn't
Peggy. Wait,
Jamie.
Who was the lady that played not Peggy?
What movie are we talking about?
Grease. She played the one that
Michelle Pfeiffer?
No. The one that did all of the decorations for the what was her name? No, not Grease 2.
Oh,
original Grease. Patty Simcox.
Oh, Patty Simcox.
The lady who played Patty Simcox. She said the set on Grease was unlike anything I've ever been on. It was like magic. It rarely happens, and when it happens, you see it all on film, and it's you can't replicate it.
Yeah.
And they said the same thing about Dirty Dancing.
They also said the same thing about Tombstone.
100%.
Yeah, those guys.
You can see it.
Yeah.
You can't.
The bad guy, like, I don't, what's his name?
Johnny Ringo?
Yeah, no.
Oh, the other guy.
The head guy. Yeah.
Yes,
he was the one, and I swear he had a weird accent. I was like, are he fucking English?
Probably.
I swear to God. They get me every goddamn time. I'm like, he's English? Yeah, he was the one that said that, we were all actually great friends.
Yes.
We had the time of our lives. He goes, the set was literally like walking on air. He goes, it was so fun. And it was
awesome.
So amazing.
They got to play cowboy.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of cowboy movies.
No, but when there's a weird electricity,
yes,
you can see it when you watch the movie.
And absolutely you can in Tombstone.
Oh man. So like when I hear that you can't, you can, you're like, oh, this is a cash grab because you can't replicate that.
No.
You can't replicate Footloose for a reason.
Yes. That's why I was like, leave it alone.
You can't. I mean, every single scene is iconic.
Yes. Authentic.
And I actually don't even like Laurie Singer.
Nobody does. I just liked her in Footloose.
But she was great in Footloose.
She was.
I mean, she was so unlikable in that movie.
She was like 80 pounds wet in that movie.
You
can see her hip bones.
You're right. Even in jeans. But it's
Girl, like, you are on.
There's nothing on you. I was like, it was the first time I saw it. She kind of deserved to get her ass kicked on that. She was being a bitch.
By Chuck?
Yeah, Chuck.
It's the only movie where a woman's getting beat to shit by her boyfriend.
Everybody's like,
we don't really care.
You're kind of an asshole. I know, it's terrible.
But we would have all done what she did too, which was take a baseball bat to his truck.
Well,
fair.
Yeah,
I'm like, hey, true. You just punched me in the face. Guess what?
Oh, I'd kick his ass. She's lucky that she only hit his truck because I would have beaten him to death with that pipe.
He grabbed her.
Asshole.
Yeah,
They're both terrible.
Honestly, that scene, if you think about it,
it's very controversial.
It is controversial now, but I mean, at the time, it was so believable, and it was so like this would happen, like
absolutely.
This would fucking happen. Yeah,
absolutely, it did. I mean, all of it felt so authentic.
The only scene that's probably not as believable is the scene where Kevin Bacon's dancing in the warehouse by himself.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's true.
That's the only one.
Dun 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 dun. Very synthetic.
It's a little, yeah. It's a little.
Well, it's not him dancing either. It's some guy.
I know.
The leaping off of the rafters.
But it did seem they did a pretty good job making it look like it was him.
It did. The pointy hair.
Because back in those days, I didn't. Because you guys have been in entertainment now for so long for jobs. So now I see things differently. But back in that day, I didn't understand all of that. Yeah.
We were children.
It looked real.
Almost paradise. We're like,
yes.
All of it.
Whoever's idea was to have that guy pick his nose. Brilliant.
I mean,
that would really happen.
It would really
We
happen.
all know the guy that picked his nose, Justin Mello. We know you.
Yeah.
I saw you pick your nose in fifth grade, Mr. Ocella's class.
Mr. Ocella. You know, I thought about Googling him to see if he's still alive.
Oh, hell no, he's not. He was old when we were there.
Well,
Jamie,
maybe he wasn't. Maybe we just remember him differently.
True. He's like, I was 28.
I was 28 years old. Of course I'm alive. I have a wife and children. I'm living a wonderful life.
Like, well, you had a mustache.
I'm still teaching.
You were 50.
I'm a principal now. It was only 30 years ago, you guys. We're like 109 years ago.
So true.
God, we're so stupid.
Oh my God, it's probably true.
Anyway, okay.
Shit.
All right. Well, and I guess we'll just talk next time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everyone. Bye.
Bye.